Well, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over and we are right here for the Throne of Dawn Season 2, the banger finale that we all been waiting for. And with it, we will have to see what is it going to be. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Peachy, and I am joined by Debbie today, who is going to introduce you the team. So, hello, Debbie, how are you doing?
I'm excited, Peter, because we are going to be having the last day of this Crown of Dawn. We had a good week run, but the teams that have survived for a long time is going to be Shadow Esports and Azalea Bloom. They are going to be the one fighting to get the championship. As we all could see yesterday, we got the bronze match, but today this will be the gold match, which means this is definitely going to be the decider of who's going to be going into that championship title. We have a Shadow Esports who get the
I am
first
not
pick and
the
a
only
Jilla Bloom
one
who got
bound
the
by
second
these
pick.
chains.
Yep, it's just two teams and only one trophy for the side. So let's see which team will be having the upper hand tonight. And as usual, this is going to be the best of five
Magic is
series. So the
my
team
life.
is really have to battle out for at least three games back to back in their hands. Or maybe we would be seeing all five moving around. So
Rocks
let's see
need no
what is it going
protection
to
from
be.
the
But with that,
rain.
Debbie, our bans are
Let
going in
them
very
play the
quickly. And for
hero.
Yeah.
Azalea Boom, it
I
has
will be the
been more of
truth
an
this world
assassin picks
desperately
into their
needs.
hands.
Yeah, both of them, right? Both of them are a really good assassin players. But then again, when you talk about the bot, it's so tough to let it go. So I think it's really more of them gonna have to contest onto what kind of assassins that they really are comfortable
I am the
on.
girlfriend
Because
you
if we
wanna
talk about
nail.
both of these
I
teams, they
swear to
both
protect
have
it till
Penny
the
in
last
their
breath.
hero pool, PT. So this might also be a contest, but even Tsuyu is definitely gonna be one of the top contests for these two players, two junglers. But Shadow Esports they banned away the Freya as well, and for the user getting taken away again, Shadow Esports they have Default who is a Yuzhong connoisseur. If you talk about it, he's really good onto the Yuzhong. So I think it's a respect band.
Oh, respect band definitely is right there, but I do believe we also have another respect band coming in, and that could be the Suyu. I really do want to see the Suyu getting banned off for the
Butterfly is
Shadow
born
Esports.
by
So
thy
let's see
wish,
if
guided
that is
by
the last
lantern's
banner. It
light.
looks like that is not, and Shadow Esports opening up a Moscow onto their hands. The Paquito is open as well. So what is it going to
Oh,
be?
I like the Paquito, right? I think the forward is already gone, so Paquito can come through definitely for default. Is really he love playing the Paquito, but usually he's put on a hero that is onto the setter side rather than the damage side because they have a very immaculate carry into the jungle. So yeah, I'm not complaining there, but that's definitely gonna be the route that they are going for. But Agenda Bloom now. Hmm. What could they go for here? Because I think even if they want to go for the Fanny, Paquito will be a very dangerous hero for the side lanes. You know, it's okay.
Welcome
Glue
to the
is
greatest
a
ranked
really
show of all
comfortable
time.
pick for Rahul the Destroyer as well as the Harley for Ezo. So I understand they want to have that mid prio again, PG.
Ooh, that is true. Again, there it could be a chance that we may be able to see a Valentina, maybe possibly. That is them
Oh,
trying to, wait it
mm,
out because they don't want to show those kind of a heroes that Valentina
Sand
could be,
rises when I give the word.
stealing it away. So
Time to take the
mm.
that could be
field.
the case. And Eve could be
And
also a very good hero. But wait a minute, that's a Bruno.
San Sin onto the Bruno very early on. No Cloud, no Carry, no Harris. It's definitely gonna be the direct pick onto the Bruno. I'm not complaining actually because I have been trying to see a
I
Bruno
am not
getting
the
picked
only
away,
one
but then
bound
again,
by
it's really
these
good against the Cloud.
chains.
You only pick out the Bruno when you
Magic is
see the
my
opponent's
life.
marksman. Only after that
Rocks
you
need
ban it
no
away. But I
protection
think
from
they
the
just want to
rain.
see how the lineup goes so far
Let them
because
play the
they
hero.
want to
I will
deny
be the
it
truth.
first
I am the
rather
daughter of
than
Northern
picking it
Vale. I
later because
swear to
I
protect.
still feel that
Butterfly
the
is
Bruno can
born
come
by
into the
thy
later part,
wish.
even the last pick, so that they can actually be taken aback. But
You are
hey, still,
first in your
Shadow
class.
Esports they are
Welcome
really
to the
doing well with
greatest
the way
ranked
that they
show
are
of all
drafting because
time.
yeah,
Sand
they wanna
rises
go
when
for
I
a
give
bit of an
personal time.
late game damage.
Now you lead the way
Ooh,
to the
late
next
game
adventure.
again. Oh, okay,
Eh?
that was not a Bruno. Okay, that
Oh, okay, okay, fine, fine.
understandable. I mean, that was really a bit of a scare, or like, how is a
Mm,
Bruno coming in right before the team could actually pick up a EXP laner or possibly
yeah.
go for a mage as well. But there you go, it's gonna be a mage. It's okay, it was just a bug, ladies and gentlemen. But moving forward onto the picks, we got the Sora. Now, again,
Mm,
this is what I was talking about. The
yeah.
team of Leia Bloom are trying to not pick up those heroes where the Valentina could potentially steal. And now that Shadow
Oh.
Esports have gone in for the god, that is clearly a
Mm.
green sign for them to go for such heroes. So for Azalea Bloom, what would be the ban? Once again, Sanson will be getting respected onto the bans.
Yep, definitely well done. I think Fanny can be banned, or even the Suyo. I think it's definitely important to ban the Suyo against Shadow Esports, I would say, instead of the Fanny actually. But yeah, with the god being picked away, the mid control is definitely gonna be highly favorable for the side of Shadow Esports. But then again, this is a glue, right? If Azalea Bloom picked the Valier, they wanna reenact the same pick that they are really comfortable on. And I think we gotta see a bit later what they are banning though.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Now, again, there's a lot that both the teams will be plotting, and it is a finale. This is the one
Sir,
last chance
what's
for
your
them to
command?
prove that they could be sitting on the throne
I've been
of
waiting for too
Dawn.
long.
So let's see who will be
Malachi enters
having
the
a bit
scene.
of an easier time. Now that we are looking at
I am
Akai getting
vengeance
banned, the Fanny getting banned,
incarnate.
and the Suyu being open. Will
Come
Shadow
on,
Esports
Ah,
Dexter. It's
commit
our
for a
showtime.
Suyu?
uh, yeah, I think so.
Chivalry is
But
dead.
Azealia Bloom, they didn't ban away
I'm
the Suyo, they pick
revived.
away the
Still
Claude.
once, run deep.
So, Suyo is also fine. Clean, okay, clean, I don't mind now. I don't mind now. Wait, what? They are doing the same thing that they did yesterday, Shadow Esports, when they were playing against Eternal. Oh no, they are still going for the Valentina for the side of Azalea Boom, but damn, Shadow Esports, they are really cracking the code of how the clean should be drafted, right, PG? Because when you draft for a clean, you have to think that the clean is like a fighter, yeah, into the goal lane, and you pick out the hero that can deal damage into the XP side. That is for the Paquito already, and that can deal damage into the late game on the jungle side. But one thing of a problem is that they don't have much of a frontliner, no?
Oh, that's going to be a bit problematic in my opinion, but let's see how they are trying to cover it up as well.
Mm.
So, as to
5
knowing
seconds till
Azalea
the
Bloom as
enemy
well as
reaches the
Shadow
battlefield.
Esports, let's see
Smash
who
them!
gets the first game. And with that,
All
ladies and
troops
gentlemen, into
deployed!
the land of dawn, here we go.
Mapped marching in, we see Lomsanga onto the clean, not the clean, excuse me. It's gonna be the link that he's definitely gonna be bringing onto these final games here. He's really comfortable onto the assassin heroes that he have been spamming, because for the first time he was introduced into this tournament scene as well. He was well known for his Fanny and a Ling. I've mentioned it as well before. But yep, that's definitely gonna be a comfortable hero for his side. But other than that, Ezo is also really comfortable on his hero that is the Harley. With the lack of mid control from the side of Azalea Bloom, which who usually play for the mid control, they might eventually be handicapped just a little bit.
And on top of that, I have seen Azalea Bloom really pulling out miracles with the Harley. So that is going to be a kind of an
Mm.
interesting first game that they are putting in for us. But onto the mid lane, Madara as well as the God are
Oh,
trying to get out of the way. But at the same time, they have to poke them. Azalea Bloom having that mid control onto their hands once again. Pino
mm.
will be trying to not get it. But Padara, though, he's looking so low, but no first blood in.
No first spot just yet into the gold lane side. Max will definitely be having a greater time because he does have the mobility that the Clean doesn't really have. Sansin really holding on to his flicker, so there's nothing that they can do right just now but Cloud.
Ooh, not liking how the team Azalea Bloom are trying to push down a bit right there, but at the same time, Azalea Bloom are really not that aggressive. They know if they do play it aggressive, they themselves will be
Mm.
taken out. So playing it safe. Oh, wait a minute, Ezosar! That's level 4 for him just now. So close. The Tempest of Blaze
Ah!
connected. Lost enough for the first blood, but he himself will be falling down.
He could have collected the blades, dude, but yep, he was a little bit too low for that. But hey, this will be a bit 50-50 because one of the junglers got taken down, and it's gonna be dependent on the mid side to control onto the turtle here, but onto the top lane as well. There's a pressure coming through from Inopino as well as Rahul. They are gonna be need. Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Pino gets out of the way. The Mystic Gush is really costly as of now onto their health as Leia Flume
and
not picking any fight so far.
this is what you wanna do when you are playing against a Paquito, right? Trying to focus onto the Paquito as much as possible. Look at the damage though.
Okay, Madara once again taking in too much. There comes the retribution. Ezo takes it away. My goodness, there's a chase onto his guy. The Tempest of Blaze is right there. Ezo moves, leaves away with sliver of HP. Look at the luck on his side today.
Yep, a beautiful luck that he have, man. That's definitely gonna be a good lead for the side of Azalea Bloom here. Rahul really comfortable onto this glue, so he will be able to rotate out so much faster. But then again, Seto Esports are so good in stopping his rotation with the Khalid that they have onto the hands of Madara. But this time around, I think I don't understand why Seto Esports hasn't been able to focus onto the goal lane just yet, because they have a clean and you really want him out of the lane as much as possible. And I really want to see what kind of build he want to go for. It's gonna be the Berserker or a burst here, a burst itemization where he go for the Sky Piercer. I would recommend that one instead here in this game. But other than that, it's still definitely going to be fine because early game is neutral.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Max though very low in mana. Now again he has to take this lane and go back quickly. Now that is what the team as Leia Bloom will be trying to do. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of annoyance for the link. Look at him. Rahul really coming up for a bit of an annoyance, trying to open up the vision as well. But at the same time, mid lane, I do feel like they were trying to go for something, but it was a bit of a fast stretch. Now that the team know, especially for Azalea Bloom, that they can actually go in and Longsana, he is very much committed. If he chases one person, he knows that person has to die.
This is like the Link player's mentality, right? When you are chasing one person and you have to kill them even if you die. It's not really recommended as well. But other than that, there's gonna be a bit of a rust into the mid lane side as well. This is how Azalea plays, right? They don't really play for the side lanes, they play for the mid. And if they win the mid, then they go for the side lanes. Pino though picking up onto the War X so that he will be able to get a bit more tankiness and a cooldown reduction on his ult as well, so that he will be able to join the team fights as much as possible. Setups are coming through though. Azalea Bloom, if they want to go for the team fights, they will eventually win it out. But Lomstanga is doing the cross map play, man.
That is true. Cross map play is right there, but I missing gosh into the cloud, taken down. No mid lane control for Leia Bloom, but wait a minute, Violetas gets targeted by the Harley, which the kill goes into the hands of Zar. Oh wait a minute, Zar will be falling down as well. This time around, Longsanga was able to pick up every single trade and taking away that kill as well. Look at them, the teams are moving in onto the mid lane. Inopino jumps in right from the top lane. He just knows that the team needs his support, but leaving out the top lane and the bottom lane open.
Mm. That's what they really are doing right now. Azalea Bloom, though, they might eventually be trying to force a bit onto the bot lane side as well, but they already lose out onto the top lane and the mid onto the bot lane as well. So this is definitely going to be in favor for the side of Seto Esports, who have been so good in playing the side lanes. And now with the turtle already up, this should be what Azalea Bloom should be taking, because they have a better setup with the Sora. And if Inopino goes in, they should follow up.
Okay, so far looking good. Wait a minute, Raul quite low, taken down by default. But look at Lautaga once again going in for the chase. Gets Cloudbird onto the front lane. That's gonna be Madara getting a kill. Total is up, and this time around it will be easy for Shadow Esports.
Very easy because now Azalea Bloom hasn't been the one going for the fights. Rather than it was them waiting for the fights to happen. That's really not the scenario when you have a Sora and a Glue be the one to start the fight. But on the other hand, it's definitely going to be in favor for them because Blue both taken away. Shadow Esports are holding on to the map, holding on to the pressure. They know that they have kill pressure and what they lack in crowd control they made it up with damage. And whenever there is wait, Madara.
Oh, oh, Shadow Esports were able to get the tier 3 turrets out into their hands. But let's see what is it going to be. Now that the team is kind of getting focused on Sanson, he needs to be a little bit reliant onto the flicker. So look at the poke. That is really, really a lot, even though there is a level difference between both of those heroes. Just wait a minute. Shadow
Mm.
Esports are really on a roll.
Yep, has his claws already for Lomasanga, man. So even when he tried to go into the backlines, which he have been actively doing, especially onto Cloud, he will be able to give out, leave and get away unscathed. That's what you want to do on a link, and he will be very successful if he's able to go the blade combination very clearly, which I don't doubt him on. But this time around, though, Azalea are holding on to their mid turret because this is the only thing looking fine for them.
Okay. Okay, so far looking good. Once again, Mythic Gush comes in, but of the back lane, getting targeted by default. Double kill for it. Raul into the front lanes will be going down into the hands of Longtonga. But here you go, Azalea Bloom has lost their control. What is it going to be?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
close call.
Close call. But other than that, I think this was actually a very good early rotation, mid rotation from Shadow Esports, and they are really ahead in whatever they are doing right now. Max, on to the other hand, he already built up the golden stuff, so that's actually what they are waiting for, right? But I'm pretty sad that it's definitely going to be taking him time to build out the Trinity.
That is true though. Now again, it is going to take a bit of the time, but at the same moment, Clint is farmed up. Look at that, the bounties are coming in.
Bounties for Lomsanga, bounty. Yeah, it's just him. Other than that, that's definitely gonna be a better choice. Oh, missed onto the ultimate. Nah, man, you don't really want to engage onto a Khalid. He will just serve away with his son. But other than that, Nigeria Blim, they cannot really do onto the defense department because Seto Esports, they have been successful in taking into the mid turret down again. But Ezo, onto the other hand, really going for his special build onto the Harley. He go for the genius one and then the concentrated energy, which means that he wanna really stay into the team fight as much as possible and have that tankiness and spell them. But I don't really know because it's really much better for him to go for the full damage so that he will be going for the pick off and he hasn't been doing that and I think he wanna set up for the side lanes instead.
Okay, so far looking quite good for Shadow Esports who have taken down the Lord, and for Azalea Bloom, they will be going in for Lord Zaga goes in for the back lanes. Max is targeted, but that was just enough to bait out the flicker. The Max has lane will be taken on default, waiting for a right moment right there. Look at him, like a hunter waiting for his prey. There's a stun onto the round. Falling down. Madara takes a double kill right there. The base is quite open. Ezosar has given up. And with that, it is Shadow Esports.
Victory!
As if it is a fighter into the gold lane so that you'll be able to carry from the other lanes and have him hold down onto the lane when the counterpart will not be able to go out. A lot of damage already built up by Viola as well onto the Gordon. We could see that Lomsanga was so successful in diving into the backlines time and time again, and Ezo haven't been able to do something that Ezo usually do because the link has been such a nuisance. You cannot really take it down because he kind of counter onto the deadly magic as well, and on top of that, he's not really onto the damage side. He's onto the bit of the utility side as well. And Max did not have the chance to even build out the Trinity.
Oh, that's quite sad though, given the fact that Max, even though there was not a lot of ganks on his lanes, yet he
Mm,
wasn't able to farm up against the team. That is quite hard. And at the same time, the side
mm.
of Team Shadow Esports were playing it quite aggressively that they couldn't just protect Max anymore.
Yeah, Max. I think it's kind of sad that he's been held down into the lane when he wanna rotate out. Because as a clean, what a clean do early game, hold on to the lane as much as possible, even if you don't come online or not. They don't really care. But yeah, they did have a secondary and not a second. He's not even the damage dealer here at this point. It's more on to the hands of default and Lomsanga to deal the damage, and Violet was the shadow carry, and he's got the MVP as well. So very well done on his part too. So other than that, Shadow Esports have really showed well what they can do with the way that they are drafting, the way they are really relying on to their mechanics as well. Even though they really don't go for the team fights. They do well because each of their individual have been blessed with some good skills onto their part, and whatever they are trying to go for those targetings, they have been successful on that.
That's true. And continuing towards the second game as quickly as possible. Let's go. This time around, Azalea Bloom will be getting the first pick onto their hands. That means they can actually try to go for something important. And now I feel like with the Harley, they weren't able to perform as much
Mm.
as they were hoping on the first game, but hey, second game awaits for them, and a quiet and opposite of a gameplay might be coming in. Will the side of Team Azalea Bloom keep the Paquito open or not?
I am not the
I
only
think they can
one
pick it up
bound
for
by these
themselves because
chains.
Inopino
I
is
am the
really
Caliber of Northern
good onto the
Vale.
Paquito
I
as well.
swear to protect you till my
I think
last
it's more
breath.
like his Paquito is more like the side lane Paquito rather than the damage dealing Paquito. It can work. It can work. So I'm fine with it. But Shadow Esports, they will be banning away the Freya again with the Phobius gone, the Freya gone. I'm pretty sure Jushin will be taken away as well, and even the Baxia, right?
Oh, the Bakshia, that is also one of the heroes we are yet to see getting picked up as well. So let's see what is it going to be. But as for the side of Shadow Esports, they could try to go for a bit of a counters. And as much as I've seen that, it doesn't matter if the enemy goes in for the tanky, still Longsaga will be going in for that assassin.
I'm pretty sure he will get the assassins, and I'm pretty sure Ezio will also get the assassins. So, Fanny Ben can come to here, but then again, Ezio is also really comfortable onto the Fanny. But Fanny is not that much of a prior pick into the first phase, so it can come into the later part of the onto the drafting phase. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for. But I'm pretty sure not a guy, Baksha will be a bannable one. Even the Jushin, right? Oh, they ban away the Atlas, huh? Adrenaline does not want to give Amadara a hero that can go for the sand.
Okay, this is an interesting
A punch for a
ban
punch.
for real because I feel like Azalea Bloom want the Valeric onto their hands. I do
Ah,
also
okay.
that could be a reason why we are actually looking at the Atlas ban, but there is still quite a lot of heroes open. But Paquito gets banned off since Team Shadow Esports don't want to give that as the first pick, but the Phobius is still open. Oh no, wait, the
Yeah,
Phobius is
it's
banned
Ben.
as well. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's time for the marksman to get banned.
Yeah, exactly. But Harry can also be a very good band if they don't wanna face it.
Butterflies
But then again, if
born
we
by
talk
thy
about the
wish,
carry, right, it's more
guided
onto
by
Lomsanga
mountain
rather than
flight.
Sansin most of the time. But yeah, we talked about the Jushin to be banned, but I was expecting it to be banned by Shadow Esports, but Azalea Bloom banned it away. Shadow Esports can actually ban out the glue here just because it's a target, right? Not because it's good, but I feel Rahul the Destroyer is very good onto the glue, and they have been very successful on playing the glue on certain
Rocks
tournaments,
need
so
no
that can
protection
also be
from
an
the
option. But
rain.
Baxia was still the better choice, I
Magic is
see.
my life.
Okay. So far looking
I
quite
didn't
good,
cure the
and they
pain.
don't want to give
I
Sanson his
harnessed it.
favorite hero. But Shadow Esports not risking and going in for that Valentina. This is interesting though,
Uh,
The
because once
Immortal One
again,
chose me
even
to
though there
vanquish the
is no hero
shadows
so
that
far,
plague
into the
this
hands of
world.
Azalea Bloom that he could steal, yet they are opting for a Valentina. Now, though, for Shadow Esports, I feel like they are foreshadowing something that they know will Azalea Bloom go in for the second pick.
I feel like it's gonna be fine for Azalea Bloom to go for the Fanny now because they already have a good damage magic onto the magic department. They just need a physical burst, right? And one thing I would like to say about Seto Esports is that it's so annoying when Lomsanga gets his hero on that gets his Suyo. It's a rage baiting composition. He always plays into the opposite lane, never staying with the team, and when he
You
joins the
will
team fight,
face
that's why he
disaster.
signs. So this is the Suyo
Welcome to
and
the
he plays
greatest
it like a
night show
Fanny.
of all
So
time.
the thing that I would love Azalea Bloom to do is that play out the Fanny for themselves and try to match out the rotation of the Suyo, but they really want to stick with the Glue and the Hardy. Second chance?
Okay. I mean, against a Suyo is definitely a wonderful thing once again.
Come on,
But
Dexter. It's
again,
our showtime.
they will be trying to cut down, a lot of farm. So I do feel like Azalea Bloom going for the blue once again, it just might not be it. Maybe they should be going in for a possible, something like a tank such as the Khalid.
Khalid. Oh yeah, Madara was onto the Khalid previous game, and
Right.
he doesn't have to do anything. Actually, he was just being a
There's no
nuisance,
time to
and
listen
it
to you.
really worked. And Azalea Bloom bite that bait all along. But yeah, for Azalea Esports, the lineup is looking like something a lot like them playing the long lanes now. They have been so good in taking the side lanes first rather than the mid lane. So with the composition that they have so far, Suyo and Claude, they might eventually look to go for the same rhythm. And I think it will work if they have a bit of a
Sand
tankiness into
rises
the
when I
roam
give the
side
word.
or even to the XP side. Like you said, Azalea Bloom will be bending away the Khalid.
Oh, yep. Understandable. You don't want that hero to be, open as well. Last game for Madara really took down quite a few uh, kills. Also, was giving a good amount of, the
Mm.
damage as well. But let's see what the teams will be trying to do as of now. One last ban coming in, possibly another mage for from the side of Team Shadow Esports. But as Leia Bloom, they need to ban
Let them
another
be the
marksman.
hero. I will be the
Marksman.
truth
Okay,
this
just
world
bent
desperately
away.
needs.
Azalea Bloom. Wait, they have to ban out into the XP or the Rome. Madara. If you talk about Madara, his comfort used to be Kalea plus Gatot. Those two heroes are already out of the meta, which really is not really good in favor for him. But he has been so good in
My tail's
pulling
been
out the
itching
heroes
for
that
a real
hasn't been
fight.
out in the popularity. But yeah, they still ban away the Kalea, so that's gonna be a target onto the
Fight!
Rome side.
Fight for the
What is he
ultimate
left with
answer.
though? Hilda. Okay, damage. A lot of damage.
Very well, but I feel like they have tried gone in for a bit of a self-sustained hero as well, such as the Claude as well as the Valentina, who are kind of reliant on to their billing skills to actually escape. So they don't need the help of their roamer. So Shadow Esports
Mm.
going in for these kind of a hero onto the roam is actually good, but as Bloom really did not expect that. Now, what are they trying to go? They
Yeah.
kind of lost the chance with the Yuzhong. If that was the Yuzhong onto the second pick, in the place of Blue, that would have been good as well. But it's okay. As Bloom for the picking.
This land is our homeland, and it will
Okay,
soon be our
Lapu
guardian.
Lapu. Okay, they want to go for the Lapu Lapu into the XP side with the Valier coming through. This is what I was talking about in game number one, right, PG? Because Glue plus Valier is what they have been doing for Azalea Bloom. And Shadow Esports, I think they just felt like they don't need to go for frontliners where they can just dive in. And I think that might be a bit different from what we are used to. There's nothing that can frontline for them, Shadow Esports. So with the Hilda already picked away, there's like three dive potential from Shadow Esports. So default is gonna be dependent on him what he picks away. A bit of a tankiness is what I was looking for. Oh, there we go. That's gonna be the set, not the tankiness though.
The set was actually missing from the side of Team Shadow Esports since they were stacking damage on damage. But let's see
Mm,
what the teams are actually plotting in with these kind of picks. Now that we know it is going to be a Sora, the bully is going to be quite annoying as well. Let's see what is it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you into the land of Dawn. This is the second game. The first game, we had it into the hands of Shadow Esports, but as Leia Bloom, they are yet to pick up a kill. So, I mean, a win. So let's see what is it going to be.
Same rotation from Azozar like he did under the game number one. Trying to go for the creeps here, the smaller creeps here so that he will be able to get to the level 5 before the start of the turtle. On top of that, they also know that Madara is definitely gonna be going for a bit of an invade because this is a hero that is a Hilda who's good against the Harley as well. So they're a little bit careful about that, but then they have the information that Agelia Bloom is trying to start for the level 5 early on, and they have been trying to mirror it so far right now. Suyo will be available so much earlier than the Hurley mid lane. Look at that.
Oh, first blood is just not it, but Viole having the upper hand for the poke as of now against Claude is really going in for that. Pino once again having a bit of a problem with default, but he's able to get his passive up, so that is working out very well. Mid lane, are we going to see a first blood? So let's see if that's going to happen or not.
That's what the first one is what we are waiting for here, especially when you have a combination like this, especially for Shadow Esports. But then again, it is Azozar onto the Harley, and I'm expecting him to get at least one kill and go for the damage instead of the concentrated energy. But onto the other side, XP laners, Default has been so amazing onto the lane, so I'm pretty sure he will be able to get the level 4 so much faster than Inopino, which means that they will be able to set up for the turtle first. But Lomsang other rotating up on top.
Okay. Teams are really taking the time with the first blood as well. They know they don't have to give it away, but onto the middle lane, Violet gets out of the way. That rematch onto him, but that was just a bit of a waste since the team as Leia Bloom did not jump in right. Looks like Lonsangao is just a teeny tiny bit of an EXP away, but with this Lord, I mean the turtle, it could be it. But wait a minute, Pino jumps in with the bravest fighter, trying to stack up his stacks, but it gets immobilized. That would be Lomsanga, but they fall on the
Oh,
back lane, takes away Enzo. On the front lane, Lomsanga also falls down. The turtle is very vulnerable right now, and that will be going into the hands of Shadow Esports. That default takes it away. Pino traded out Madara. Is still going in for the damage as well. Shadow Esports for three back-to-back kills. They used up a bit of flickers as well.
yep, definitely a good sign for them. The turtle into their hands, 3 kills onto their hands as well. They are just losing out their jungler, so it's still gonna be worthwhile because it was San Sin with the turtle, and he is a cloud and he need the gold lead as much as possible. Onto the mid side though, there's a bit of a poke here and they're coming through against Madara. I think it's Hilda, so he's definitely not gonna be caring about the damage and the pokes that can come through on him because he's definitely gonna be able to heal it out right now. But one thing I would like to mention is the XP laners, right? Default has been outsetting Inopino.
Again, yeah, I felt like during the turtle he jumped in quite early on. He should have waited for the blue to give the green signal as well, but it's okay. It was not the early game. While Shadow Esports are just trying to gather up kills. For Azalea Bloom, it's kind of a good thing that Longsanga did not get any kill. That is not just boosting up his, damage. But hey, Max jumps in aggressively, but knows that it is a very wrong position for him. A bit of an immobilization coming in for the Suyu. It's just right there.
Yep, that was a fast move coming through from the side of Shadow Esports as well. They know that they can make up with the rotation or the lack of their rotation when they are able to play into the opposite lanes as much as possible. But other than that, Madara has been such a nuisance for the team, Azalea Bloom, and he has been able to give out the vision here and there, making it so much harder for Rahul the Destroyer to play around the map. Already the Hunter Strike for Lomsanga here. He's actually quite ready to go for the fights because he have the movement, he have killing spree on top of that.
Okay, and so far, I think teams as Leah Bloom really trying to give, the pressure right there is really good. But at the same time, Turtle is here. Let's see what is it going to be. Uh, okay, not a contested Turtle. I feel like Ezosar could have done it, but he's running behind on his own rotation as well, so that was quite unfortunate. But as of now, 5 minutes hit, and this is where the turrets will be trying to done.
Yep, the turrets are actually what not Azalea, Shadow Esports were always almost focusing on because that's the win con, right? That's oh wait, Lomsanga?
Oh, oh, targeting Rahul. He is safe in place. He's going back, but will Piole? He's just contemplating like, should we go or not? But why is Madara contemplating right there? But okay, looks like Pino he's gonna get attacked. Bravest fighter trying for the escape, but I do not believe Shadow Esports will go for a fight on top because mid lane is quite vulnerable as of now.
Yeah, when you are trying to trade out onto the lanes, you have to be very mindful about other lanes as well. Onto the bottom lane, there might be a little bit of focus coming through.
Oh no! Backlane Sansin
Oh,
does a chance with the deadly magic as well under the front lane. Max is trying to run away. Wait a minute, does get stunned out. Madara takes away a kill. He's into the front lane, taking on too much damage. Sansin trying to, make sure to get himself a little bit alive. But wait a minute, Glue jumps onto him. I'm not quite sure why the fall charged onto the cloud and it just resulted on his death. But free turret onto the bottom lane.
yep, that's definitely going to be in favor for the side of Seto Esports here. They really, really want to go for a bit of an engagement again, but Azalea Bloom has been finding foes across the map, and this is definitely going to be trying to help them stay into the team and to stay into the fights as long as possible. But one thing I could see is that Seto Esports, they have been completely ignoring Inopino. They were trying to force him out of to the lane, but bot lane.
Oh, not liking that. Two members onto Max. He's not getting any chance right there.
God
And
damn.
that's a kill. Oh my goodness. Default. Will he be surviving? Oh, yep, he did survive that.
Can they find a trade out is definitely gonna be the question here. Inopino trying to jump in, but Azuljar will be able to get the turtle. That's gonna be the trade out for a turret and a kill. And I still think it's gonna be in favor for the side of Shadow Esports because they are the one in the lead, and Lomsanga will be trading it out with the red buff again.
Okay. Okay. This was our.
Eh?
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
We
That
saw it.
connected so well onto him. He
Yeah.
just goes back. Wait a minute, Raul onto the front lanes. He just gets connected, but no, he's getting targeted by Sora right there. Wait a minute, Pino, will he be able to get a kill right there? I mean, great set coming in, but it's just the cloud right there, and Zar doesn't have anything on his hands.
Yeah, but nothing onto his hands or whatever pockets that he have. But other than that, Lomsanga making a big blunder there onto the bread buff. It could have been so much better if he was able to survive. The deadly magic will not be doing any damage onto the other side because it's Madara after all. It's a heal die, will not be dying. Onto the other lanes though, everything has been actually onto the equalizer side because Both of the turrets has been taken down. It's gonna be dependent on who will be able to get the mid lane turret first because this is the most important turret into the game. Once you cracked it down, there's definitely gonna be a lot of spacious places that you can move around at.
That is true. And once again, as Leah Bloom really making sure that the mid lane won't be falling down. They are just right here trying to get on with that aggression, but the aggression is not coming in. And as for the side of Team Shadow Esports, they had targeted Max, far more enough that he is really running low on the farm. So now that I mean they have kind of realized if they give Max the farm, it is kind of a game over for Shadow Esports. So
Yeah.
they have targeted Max time by time, but the Lord is up while the team should be distracted. As Leah Bloom, what are they going to do? Look at them getting spotted out one by one. Pino, I don't think he will be able to jump in. But as for the side, Lord though, Longsanga takes it away with a flicker. Oh no! The deadly magic connects so well onto the claw. He will be falling down. But as for Ezosar, he wants to take down Madara so badly right there. And there you go. He does get a shot down. Once again, Rahul on a prowl. But wait a minute, that is going to be the side of Team Shadow Esports. Really trying to strike back. But Azalea Bloom will be the one taking away that kill.
The lore is in favor for Shadow Esports, but Azalea Bloom they got all the kills that they need, and most of them were going into the hands of Ezozar, and this will help him get the damages. Looking at his build so far, he's going for the brute force and still the concentrated energy. That's the utility Harley build, and it's not that bad. But default though.
I mean, he does have the farm. He does have the XP also, so he's just trying to wait out for a great set right there. But will the set be coming in since the Lord is, with the Lord, I don't believe Shadow Esports will be able to reach towards the inhibitor, but at least maybe take down all the tier 2s. Look at that, mid lane trying to get protected up. But the bot lane though, it is most likely to fall down into the hands of default Max this time around, playing it very, very safe.
Yep, he's playing it safe because once he gets caught, there will be no damage dealing potential coming through from their side, and they already have enough magic damage. But other than that, Azalea Bloom, they can hold on to the lanes as much as possible. But Shadow Esports are so good in joining them away from their own turrets, and that will kind of help them to get the turrets down. And look at the damage on Inopino. He have to use the bravest fighter just to survive. That says a lot about the farm that Sansansin already have because he was so free onto the farm, bot lane, top lane, mid lane. He has been taking it all.
Crazy. Look at that once again. Shadow Esports really wants to get the game onto their hands, making sure to keep their farm up as well. Now that the team is actually trying to go for the inhibitor, let's see if they are able to get it as quickly as possible. Bottom lane, I do believe it's going to be quite open, but Claude being Claude, I don't think he will be going to go with something like how the Moscow would play.
Yeah, that's what. But then again, onto the longer lanes, they will be able to do something like this because Madara is giving out a bit of a vision here and there, and that's the Hilda. He doesn't really have to do anything or go for the damages. He just have to give out the vision here because that's how they have been playing to the game so far for Shadow Esports. They don't need the setups. They just need their micro to come through, their mechanics and skills to come through. They just need to have someone that can boost check, and they will be able to handle anything. Rahul actually taking a lot of damage there because he is not onto the tankier side. That is a glue after all, and he's onto the cursed helmet. That doesn't really negate out the damages from Sun Sun Sin.
Body armor is much needed, but wait a minute. Pino trying to make a way for SO Rahul as well. Will they be able to do it? So Rahul goes into the flicker set. What a set goes. There goes Rahul down. Stun on to Cloud. Double kill for Longsanga. He's trying to go for the triple, but Max does take down Viole. Wait a minute. cloud form coming in from default. That is quite a lot. Pino thus gets traded out. Sansan says for the double kill. Lomsanga, he's trying to go for the turrets. He knows Ezusar all alone cannot do anything. Two waves onto the top lane, while the mid lane, he's trying to clear it out. Not a good thing. Lomsanga thus gets his
Hey,
deadly magic once again. Oh no. Taken
he
down.
bought it.
Sanjin, Sanjin, the base is just right there for Shadow Esports. And
Victory!
Line up the same composition. Azalea Bloom hadn't been able to recover from the loss that they suffered into game number one. The last minute addition onto the draft. That was a very good setup for the Sora from default. Amazingly well done. Azalea Bloom, they hold on for a while, but they couldn't really come up to the loss of their gold. There's no itemization, there's no damage whatsoever. There is no perfect setup because it's a glue. They have found results, good results with the glue, that, but they haven't been able to do it well on top of that. But looking at the MVP default, perfect onto the Sora, able to rotate across the map. So good under the laning as well, trying to not give Inopino any of the farm, and he's all over. The setups that he have been doing have been so good for the team.
yeah, so far, that is working out so well. I was not expecting a first pick as a Valentina. The team as team Shadow Esports did not even know that there's not much of ultimates to choose from right here other than Cloud's Purify as an ultimate, then Bravest Fighters. But other than that, even as a mage, if you take the Bravest Fighter and you jump in first, you are the one who's just sacrificing yourself. And even if there's no kills or no trades coming up, that would be just not really good. So taking out the Valentina, I was kind of really skeptical, but at the same time, Viole executed the Valentina very, very well. With that, now Shadow Esports are on match point. This is
Yeah,
just
match point.
one step away. But as for Azalea Bloom, they need to strike back. They need to give a bit of a competition as well. I'm not quite sure about the glue pick. I feel like that should be just switched out.
Mm-hmm. They can play other heroes, other heroes that they are comfortable on. I do understand that Rahul the Destroyer loved chaos. He loved the chaotic rumors, but with Shadow as disciplined as they are, that doesn't bite to the baits of Azalea Bloom. They should know better that the way that they were wanting to play
Drops
will
need
not
no
work this
protection
time
from the
around,
rain.
because Shadow Esports, they will have the first pick, they will ban away the Baxia. Azalea Bloom, I still think they will have to ban away the Paquito or even the Freya.
Much needed. But there you go. It is the third game. Let's see if Shadow Esports does get this game in a clean sweep or not. It is going to be very crucial. And on top of that, Shadow Esports ban out the Bakshia. Understandable, they don't want to give out the tanky heroes, but for Azalea Bloom,
Butterflies
the
born
Suyu
by thy
is a
wish,
must ban.
guided
For the
by
Suyu,
lantern's
he
light.
did not mind if the deadly magic was
I am
onto him.
not
He
the
knows that
only
he would
one
be
bound
taken
Mm.
by
out,
these
and he just stayed
chains.
there. I love that, and that happened multiple times under the last game. So that just gave his teammates a leeway just to take away those farm, those turrets, those crystal itself. So crazy enough. Let's see if team Shadow Azalea Bloom go for something different, because blue is just not it. And on top of that, Harley is not able to perform right there in that kind of a team composition.
Yeah,
Magic is
I think
my
they should just
life.
give away the Harley
I
here
am a
at this
daughter of
point. They ban away
Nightingale.
the Harris,
I
very
swear to
understandable
protect it
because it's
till my
against Shadow
last
Esports
breath.
and something really comfortable under the Harris. They're still yet to ban away the Freya. Oh wait, Shadow Esports banned away the Freya. I'm kind of expecting a Paquito ban here again, because I don't think Shadow Esports should be given the Paquito, because default is really comfortable onto that hero now from what I've seen. He has been able to rotate so much easier, so much faster when he's given heroes like that, and he's always going to be performing when it's given those. He knows the fundamental of his own heroes. That's really a very good side. But if they ban it out, still I think these two doesn't really need the ban onto the tanks anymore.
much needed since both the sides are in for the assassins. So, they could skip out the tank, but there could be a surprise tank pick that could have been happening. So teams are being really cautious about it. But as of now,
I didn't cure the pain.
looks like
I
Azalea Bloom will be
harnessed
going
it.
in for a Valentina ban. Violet with
Ah.
that Valentina was really crazy, so they just don't want that kind of a hero coming in. But with that, they opened up the Paquito that to into the hands of the falls.
Oh man, I was expecting the Paquito ban rather than the Valentina. Or maybe Azealia Blue wanted to go for a bit of the Akai pick or the Sora pick. That's the only option. Oh, wait, Atlas is there. Okay. Not bad, not bad. But Atlas is really tanky into the later part of the game, but early part is really not that tanky. So they have to wait a little bit for him to get the tankiness. So what do they pair it together with? A bursty hero onto their side? But if we talk about the mid lane, they were really good onto the Valier doll.
Oh, Valier. Maybe not this game though. I really like that pick, but at the
There's
same
no
time, there was
time to
too many
chit
dive-in
chat.
heroes from the Shadow team, Shadow Esports, that Valier wasn't able to perform as well. In this game, I do believe that's going to be the same similar case. But against a Paquito, I do believe even an Alice could be a good pick, as in for the team fight rather than going in for the
Yeah.
1v1s onto the EXP.
Mm.
So maybe Azalea Bloom can commit to an Alice, but let's wait and watch for because for them the Atlas was just it, and Shadow Esports will be going in for the Purifies and the Flickers, I think now.
Sir, what's your command?
My
Purify
mission
and
is to
Flickers
protect
heroes that will be
lives.
worth it here, especially against the Atlas. So I still think it's definitely gonna be better for them to pick up with
BO5
the
enters the scene.
Claude, right? Because you can bring it. Oh wait, okay, there we go. Lamsanga onto the Fanny, and that's gonna be the highlights with the follow up. And we were talking about the Akai, right? Because they banned away the Valentina. So Ezo this time around will be onto the Akai. Very good hero if we talk about a Fanny, right? Against a Fanny, Akai is something you really want to pick, but you have to know how to play it against a Fanny as well. Because there are some instances where the Fanny doesn't really go for against the Akai because she knows that the Akai is definitely gonna be her counter, and that's what Lomsanga always does.
That's true, but Azalea Bloom really coming in for the continuous crowd control. Like that pick, but at the same time, the
Time to go to
Moscow,
the
I think this
IoT
time around
show.
should
Some
be banned out. Looks like
I
that's going to
am
be Azalea.
vengeance
And
incarnate.
there you go. Moscow is right there. And as for Shadow Esports, for the marksman pick, I believe the Claude and the carry might be. I mean, either of the one will be targeted as of now for Azalea Bloom.
Lilia banned just for the fast movement and deny the purified as well, because no matter what the Fanny does, if you have a very strong mid laner as well, that's where the Fanny shines brighter. So they are banning with the Lilia again, and I'm kind of expecting to ban
Come on,
the another
Dexter.
mates
It's our
maybe.
showtime.
Oh, they go for the Claude. I was hoping they should be the one going for the Claude instead, but they already see a Paquito and a Fanny, so the Claude might eventually be neutralized, and you do not really want that. Shadow Esports, if they ban away the carry here, their choices for Azela Bloom will be so less.
Mm. Azalea Bloom. What are
When
you
the
guys
body
going to pick?
suffers, the
Now that you
spirit
know.
Huh?
blooms.
Oh, Benedetta as the last band? That is crazy.
Okay.
I like the band, but I'm not quite sure what the team has been plotting with that. So this is crazy. As of now, as Leah Bloom for the pick, they need to pick up a marksman or possibly an EXP laner. It's gonna be an EXP laner. I do want to see something interesting such as the Alice or even a Lapu Lapu could
I will
work, but
choose
at
my
this
own
moment,
path.
maybe not. Oh, there you go. The classic synergy between the
I've
Akai
been
as well
waiting for
as
too
the
long.
Arlet. We are here to witness the Shadow Esports for the carry.
They denied the carry so well. Now the only option that's valid for Azealia Bloom to go for is either the Brody or the Bruno. I don't know. Both of them doesn't really look good as well, but that's definitely gonna be the only choices that they have right now. But Peachy, this Arlott and Akai combination is very strong, but it's very high maintenance. It's a very high execution. It's very dependent on your mechanical skills, and no players have been able to pull this off. So I'm expecting high stuff onto Azalea Bloom to pull this off. But with the last pick onto the Eve, I was hoping that Azalea Bloom would ban out the Eve, but now it's gonna be left completely open. Violet very comfortable onto the Eve as well. So now what will be the choices for Azalea Bloom here?
For a marksman, that too against a carry. The
Yeah,
plot is planned off. There's no Moscow as well. The Beatrix could be a good work, like
yeah.
with the what was that? The one that clears out the minion very quickly. The
Renner? Oh no. What Bennett.
rocket,
The bomb.
the rocket.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that could have been like could synergize very well with the Akai if the Beatrix is not able to jump in quickly. But for a Slayer Blue, that's gonna be a Granger. They want the range, but Granger that too against Fanny. I am totally scared.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. I would take a Brody over a Granger here actually, because they already have a good source of damage into the Arlott and to the
Yeah.
Gord. And at last with the setups, right? I think the Brody could work so much better here. Now the Fanny, the OEF, the Paquito will always be onto this Granger, and you don't really want to see that they are gonna be outranged as well. And you see that the Granger really doesn't have that much of a damage that can shred down the Hylos as much as the carry does. But the only good thing about the Granger in this department, in this composition, is that he will be able to lane at least against the carry.
Ho, ho, ho. I mean, there is going to be quite a pull and push for the snowball because if Azalea Bloom can't get their team composition and like how they want to, work it around very well, as in the continuous
Mm.
crowd control, like let's just imagine there's Arla giving out the set, and then there goes the Akai, and then following it up with the Atlas so that the other members won't run away. Then Asleya Bloom will be really having a chance, and they need to really top it up. Maybe early game it will be a little difficult to get the set since the teams will be needing their EXP, the minions onto their hands. But as for the mid to the late game is really set for them. So let's see how the teams will be working around for Shadow Esports once again with the Fanny, a lot of mobility. So I do want to see how they are trying to get the turrets open since for Azalea Bloom it is a lot of sets back to back.
Yeah, that's right. And it's definitely going to be high execution, like I already mentioned. Akai is the one who will do everything here. Azo really not the best of his heroes. But yeah, it can really work out if they can pull out that combination that we have been talking about. So gotta have to wait for the execution part here because that's important. But for Seto Esports, a bit onto the simpler side because they have a Fanny, they have a Paquito, they want to play the long lanes, and the other three will stay and play together. That's what they are hoping to do here. So let's see how they will be able to succeed.
Let's see. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, into the land of dawn, here we go. It is going to be the first turtle that is coming in. And with that, we will have to see which team will be getting the first blood since both the teams are playing it very passively so far.
Yeah, passively a bit into the early part of the game. That's what they really want to do here for both of them. They want to play that early game momentum and try to start it out. But Seto Esports, I don't think they will be really caring about the turtle. Azalea Bloom will be the one who have to start that turtle. Otherwise, it will be very bad for them because early game Akai, you have to be tanky as much as possible. With the turtle already gonna be up, level 4 is what they need. Already, Violet have the level 4. Rahul might want to go a bit of a jolt, so this is definitely gonna be a free turtle.
Free turtle into the hands of Azalea Bloom right there. This time around, SSR will be having a bit of an easier time. First blood as well, but Rahul taken down. Hey, default looking quite low, but Pino flickers out of the way, knowing he is in a death trap with how Fanny was coming in.
Yep, early rotation coming through from the goal laners as well. So this is what they really want to do. Try to stay into the goal lane as much as possible. But then again, you have to rotate because it's a carry and a Granger. After all, you want to stack onto the Granger, and that's what they have been doing. On the other hand, a Fanny with a blue buff is much more worthy than a Fanny with a turtle. So I think Zeno Esports is fine with it unless they were trading out kills, but they haven't been able to do that because the Granger was fast onto the rotation, and they could see that they have to match up that rotation as well. But Rahul trying to go scout out onto the bottom lane side. Sansan's in. Oh, Pino. Yeah, that's a pressure that the Fanny creates.
That is true. And again, early game to be really out for the throat. So let's see if the family is able to get a kill as well. Snowball is quite important, but the same goes in for the side of team as Leah Bloomer are trying to get another mistake back right here. Violet with the RWM is just making sure to immobilize Rahul. Because out of the way this time around. It is Madara who is looking quite low, revitalized, and Rahul will be traded out. 2 kills into the hands of Shadow Esports right from the minute number 1.
Yeah, and everything. Oh, okay.
One more.
Man, Max. That was another kill from Losanga there. If we could see, when he was diving onto Rahul, he used the retribution to kill him down, and he still had the cutthroat. And Max might have been unsure if he had it or not, so that was a very perfect combination coming through from Losanga. But bot lane, not much of an engage. Look at that.
No, once again, will Sansan get out? He just gets turned out. Wait a minute, he tried to get out, but that was Rahul getting that kill. Turtle is up, just like Madara as well as Default are trying to protect or giving them the vision. But as for, Shadow Esports with the Fanny, the blue buff, as you mentioned, it is really important.
Yeah, they are not even starting onto the turtle because they don't know where Rahul is. And the fact that they were able to get a kill onto Sansansin even without using their all of their resources, they did not even use their ultimate, so it was definitely going to be fine. And Azalea Bloom, they will be able to start onto this turtle again. Default, they're trying to give out a bit of a vision here and there, but a good zoning coming through from Azalea Bloom as well. Level 8 to a level 8. Both of the junglers are definitely going to be ready for this turtle take.
Okay, the turtle is back again. This is going to be the second turtle so far. Madara does get stunned out, and with that, we will have to see what the teams are trying to plot in. And now that SOSR has taken over the turtle, there is a concealed play. Will Shadow Esports go in for a fight or not? They have a chance, but no. Looks like the mid lane would be a bit of a prio as of now.
Mid lane prio is definitely going to be very, very important for both of the teams here right now. But yeah, they are focusing. Max has been holding on a bit longer, I would say. He has been taken down by Lomsanga, and he's going to be coming again. But he already have the flicker, so that's a really good sign. But Rahul, on the other hand, look at that.
Oh, bottom lane. They will have to try to do something. Oh my goodness, the Mystic Gush is going to be quite a lot.
Ah, damn.
Right there, and Madara will have to fall down. Once again, Azalea Bloom are trying to come up with that kind of a, dominance.
A good dominance, but then again, they are going to be losing out onto the bot side if they did not defend this one. But Max has been holding on quite a while, so that's also a good sign because he hasn't been dying after that. Getting one stack, getting another stack onto the kill. Amazing setup coming through from the Hylos as well. Not the Hylos, the Panda as well as so really good onto the Panda, which I did not expect him to play because he was an assassin player after all. But he still doesn't really have the heavy spin, so Azalea Bloom might have to hold on just a little bit. But Rahul, though, he have the fatal links, but Madara.
Oh, Aram say once again.
Yeah.
Looks like it is going to be the Granger getting a kill, but onto the top lane. That is quite, right there because for the Fanny just needs to open up the turret, and Esports are really keen on opening up the turret. One last turtle to go. Which team would be Azalea Bloom? Even though they are not getting those kills, they are stacking up their gold with the turtle. Turret down from the side of Team Azalea Bloom. Default gets away, trying to not get his HP down right before the turtle because Team Shadow Esports do need the turtle.
Yep, they do need the turtle and they will be able to get it eventually, but this time around Madara will still be alive. And this has something to do with Default trying to lower out the HP of Rahul so that he will not be able to join to the team fight. Mid lane though?
Once again on the back lane.
What?
Gets Losanga right there, who was trying to jump in for Cloud, but onto the front lane as well as Osar. He is trying to sustain himself, but it is not going possible given the fact that there is a lot of damage. But Azalea Bloom still are up for a fight because they know they need to get that.
Yeah, they know that they need to get that. They want to go for a clean sweep onto the game, but Azalea Bloom, they are holding on to that as much as possible. The Lord will be coming through without the turtle here. And onto the other hand, Seto Esports have been doing so well with the way that they are playing onto the side lanes because you could see the turret has been taken down again and again. And onto the mid lane though, Azozar will be able to spot out where default is gonna be. Rahul, onto the other hand, as well have the flicker, no fatal links just yet, kind of waiting out. And I feel default also have a sense that this might be here. Yeah, he does.
Azar, wait a minute. No, goes in with the heavy spin quite early on. Inopino as well with the final flash, but wait a minute. They are trying to wait it out. Immobilization coming in for
Oh,
Inopino, and he will be taken down. The CC immune for our Rahul, but the Lord is up. Which are we supposed to commit fully?
yeah, they can actually, but then again, there is a yeah, they can because level 12 already for Lomsanga, and no heavy spin for Azozar as well, and him using all the retribution just says that he did not really want to contest onto the Lord again. They wanna actually defend this out, but the problem is they don't have a good defender of a marksman. It is a Granger who need that snowball. It's not a Shredder, and that's definitely gonna be a problem now.
Okay, wait a minute, bottom lane. Look at that. Now that no, Rahul is trying to get up a set. He does have his fatal link. Let's see if they are able to get a set or not. So far, even though Azalea Bloom are trying to get, a set in, I do
Mm.
believe SOSR goes into the heavy spin quite early on, so they need to wait it out. Shadow Esports with the Lord. Let's see what is it going to be now that they know the Lord is in their favor. Default is trying to distract them. Default is trying to make sure that the other lanes will be opened up. But Azalea Bloom, being clever as well, does get slowed down by Madara into the back lanes, who's trying to give a bit of a distraction as well. So the team into the front lanes will be taking that turret. Ezosar goes in for the carry, but no, on the back lanes, that's
Oh,
the back, taken out. Default also takes two right in front of him, but Cloud though, he does gets a good pass right there. Two members down for three. What a trade-off.
what a trade out. Beautifully well done. Agelia Bloom unable to do anything. Look at Losaka. He died right there in the base. This guy, man. Onto the Fanny. I think this time around he's not the one with the carry. It's the other players. War X is what he's building up to, with that Fanny so that he will be able to get a bit of a tankiness. And onto the hands of Violet as well. He have that seal. He have he's onto his way to build up the Ice Queen one as well, which is definitely going to be annoying. And onto the side of Azalea Bloom as well, the Gourd Cloud is also having a lot of damage. And I'm pretty sure he would want to go for a bit of an lightning truncheon too. Default. On the other hand, he spots out something is not really, really looking good onto his bushes. So that's gonna be him trying to dodge it away.
Okay. Let's see what is it going to be, because there's a lot left for Azalea Bloom as well, even though
Mm.
they are the ones running a little behind us now. So let's wait and watch what is going to be, because this is where the trades were going to happen, and if the trades doesn't go right for the side of Shadow Esports, they will have to face the consequences. But as of now, Lord in 22 seconds, that means the teams are trying to pick up their face, trying to get a hold onto the river area.
Yeah, hold on to the river area so that they will be able to get out the Lord at least very freely. The side lane is going to be set up here. 7 seconds for the Lord. Perfectly well done at default, trying to they have a very good second checked onto the side lanes. But yeah, for Max and Cloud, they have been very well protected. But then again, they don't have the damages that will be able to help them to take out the side of Shadow Esports because Samsung is always going to be diving in. So Azalea Bloom, they don't have anything to do but to give this Lord away.
Wait a minute. What is it going to
Storm.
be? Oh, I mean, Max
Okay.
was almost getting targeted, but I do believe the Lord is up, so they will be trying to go for the Lord as of now. But Azosar will be able to get the Retribution. Malara trying to get the zone out, and the Lord will be taken out.
A lot is what they are waiting for. Nice dance from Shadow Esports as well. They are not letting Azalea Bloom go in for the fights because they know that this definitely will be taking them a bit of a while. They're setting up the long lanes because it is a Fanny after all who will be able to reach onto the Lord pit when given the timing. Rahul giving out a vision here and there. There's already a heavy spin for Azozar, but I think if they don't contest this one, the lose will not be. Too much. It will be too much for them.
Yeah, that's true. Lord dance is up, not like a lot of a Lord dance because as of now Rahul goes in with the damage default that's castrated out. That's gonna be Cloud with the Mystic Gush. Lonsan that's trying to go for the Cloud, but oh, Ezos are in the front lane taking down Max for the double kill. Goes in for the triple. Will he be able to manage? No, he's wind of Mesa to counter the Fanny, and with that. Fanny will be having an easier time. 4 members down. Shadow Esports, this is an easy time to take down the Lord. They take it away. The mid lane is open. Cloud can clear the lanes, but Fanny. Okay, okay. Fanny's just giving her a teaser. Very low in energy.
Uh, that's an ultimate done here, but the Lord is already taken down by Shadow Esports. Interesting enough, it's taken down by Viola. So now for Azalea Bloom, they don't have the mid lane inhibitor, which means that the Lord will be marching into the mid side. There's always gonna be a good kill pressure. They don't really have a good clearance as well. Only Cloud will be able to clear it fast, but it's not nearly gonna be enough. So it's gonna be dependent on Shadow Esports on whether they would wanna go for the turret first or direct, and I would say they should try to focus onto the inhibitor first.
Inhibitor much needed. That would just put up a lot of minion pressure onto the lane. So let's see if the teams are able to get it or not. But hey, Madara with the glorious pathway, he's just trying to slow them down, and Lopsanga into the back lanes. He's trying to get a kill as well. But at the same time, it is unstoppable for San Sim. Kills on kills along with Viola. Double kill for him. He's trying to go for more match as well. He does get targeted at Shadow.
Ah,
Victory!
Finale taking it away in a clean sweep.
clean sweep, but that Azalea album could not stand a chance for Shadow Esports with the clean gameplay that they have been showing in the past few games. They are gonna be the champions of the Throne of Dawn Season 2. This was amazing performance coming through from STS with a good and long run. Violet yet again going to get the MVP of the match because he has been so consistent. He haven't been that much of a big duo, but he have been there, being the carry, being the shadow carry, and there have been star players in his team, but he have been able to provide so much aid for his teammates, and he is untouchable at that too.
That is true. I mean, again, with the game, Sansansen got a lot. Rahul was trying to grab Sansansen, but it was by the time he reached near the carry, he himself was getting low, and he had to pop his fatal links no matter what. So that kind of a gameplay was really really risky for the side of team Azalea Bloom. Looks like we are getting our second position. That's going to be Azalea Bloom, and the first and the champions for the Throne of Dawn season number 2. That's gonna be the team Shadow Esports. Well played, but crazy though. We had a good run right from almost 256 teams playing it out. Uh, it's just the last day. There's not gonna be no more, Debbie.
Yeah, we're gonna be sad to say goodbye, but we're gonna be coming back for more. I presume if they are going for it, but Shadow Esports will be the crown champion for the season number 2 of Throne of Dawn. And we are thankful to be a part of all of this. PT and me, I think we have had a good time here too.
Uh,
3-0 onto the game, but it was much interesting because it wasn't really one-sided all the time. So amazing gameplays coming through for the teams. Congratulations for all the teams that have been able to get the first, second, and third onto this tournament. I hope they can be able to grow to their full potential like SDES did, because they haven't been known that much into the previous tournament. But then again, this time around they are signing so well. So I think this should be a goodbye now, PT.
Yep, but before that, let me extend my gratitude for the organizers, the referees, the casters, as well as the streamers as well. They have done a wonderful job. So thank you, everyone. And with that, this was it for the season two. But don't worry, do look out for the Instagram or even the Discord. Do join the Solace community and look out for the season three as well. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it is a goodbye. See you guys next time.